Speed limits!
Imagine walking down the road, and all of a sudden, a horse comes galloping, and you fall down. After speed limits were introduced, horses and pedestrians lived peacefully together in harmony on the roads. During the Gilded Age, many things were invented, including the locomotive. Many people were scared because locomotives were possibly harmful to pedestrians. People were scared that pedestrians could get run over or injured by locomotives and automobiles on the road. Oh no, how unfortunate. Because of this, the Locomotive Act, or the Red Flag Act, was passed. This act required all locomotives to be preceded by someone carrying a red flag. The red flag alerted pedestrians of the locomotive's presence and also made it that the locomotive had to travel at walking speed.
Speed limits!
Hi, I'm Teacher Alexa,
And I'm Teacher Bree.
and we're here to give you a nice old lesson on the history of speed limits.
Yep. Teacher Alexa, tell us why speed limits had to be created.
Well, lots of people were scared with the new advancements in automobiles and locomotives that pedestrians were not safe. These locomotives were big machines that were loud and dangerous if they didn't know how to be properly handled, and they were scared that pedestrians would be run over if they were not aware that a car, locomotive, or automobile was coming. Teacher Bree, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Was the idea of speed limits ever thought of before automobiles were invented?
Actually, yes, they were. When wagons started being invented and anything that was drawn by the horse, they established the rule that a horse could not go over faster than a gallop. So, Teacher Alexa, why were speed limits important during the Gilded Age?
Speed limits were very important during the Gilded Age because not only did they provide safety to pedestrians and the people inside locomotives, if automobiles were never made safe in this way, then I doubt that they would ever be developed as much as they are now, and we would not have the technology we do now.
Okay.
Speed limits allowed having safe driving, which motivated people in the Gilded Age to continue to work on the technology of cars.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Well, Teacher Bree, I'm a big fan of fun facts. Do you have any fun facts about how speed limits continued throughout history?
I do. In Richard Nixon's time as president, he established that the speed limit would be 55 miles an hour. But then in the 1980s, when they were able to get more fuel and it was cheaper, they changed it to 65 miles an hour.
Ooh.
Teacher Alexa, we saw in a past clip a person carrying a red flag in front of a locomotive. What was that all about?
Well, that was an example of the Locomotive Act, and it's also known as the Red Flag Act, which is very easy to remember because of what it entails. The Locomotive Act, or Red Flag Act, required every locomotive to be preceded by a person carrying a red flag, and this alerted pedestrians of a locomotive coming because the red flag caught their eye. And it also was a form of a speed limit because it required the locomotive to travel at the speed of the person in front of them.
Wow, that's pretty smart.
Pretty epic.
Some people learn better through jingles, so we have a song for you.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Red Flag Act, please slow down. Walk in front, alert the people, and everyone is safe. Woohoo!
Thanks for tuning in to
Carpool Teacheroki. Hope you learned.
Bree, when were speed limits first officially introduced the way we know them now?
Speed limits were made in 1901 in the state of Connecticut. Cars were allowed to go 15 miles an hour on country roads.
Country roads, take me home to
And 12 miles an hour in the city.
Welcome to New York. It's been waiting for you. Welcome to
slow, if you
Pretty
ask
slow.
me.
I'm going 15 right now. Safety
Crazy.
first.
Let's review. What was the first form of a speed limit?
What did the Red Flag Act or Locomotive Act require?
Where was the first speed limit originally introduced?
Thanks for tuning in and watching Teacher Bree and Teacher Alexa take on the roads.
We hope you enjoyed, and most importantly, hope you learned some facts about speed limits.
Don't forget to drive safely.
Yes.